Hello, Internet, and welcome to an exciting first episode of James and Pete's Do a Wrestle. It's time for some Smackdown versus Raw 2007. My name, as always, is Canapitch, joined today by James from Laughing at Salad. James, how ya doing?
I'm doing good, Pete.
I can see you're full of excitement, and I'm excited that you're excited, and therefore we are all excited to be here today. Now,
it's GM mode, man. This is it's fun. It's just fun to do, and I'm looking forward to this very much.
So, for any of our viewers who may be coming to this and saying, what the heck is a GM mode? Why should I care? What is this place? Who am I? What in the world is going on here? What is this game? What is this mode? And what are we going to do with it?
Was that a question directed at me, or was that...
Yes, you!
Alright, so GM mode. We each will become the general manager for WWE Raw or Smackdown. We will get to draft our rosters, put on shows, and basically compete against each other in the Battle of the Brands.
Exciting stuff! At the end of all this, only one of us will stand triumphant as the GM of the year, and the loser will have to face some kind of humiliating punishment for their lack of skill.
Yeah, I don't think we've discussed to this point what the punishment is going to be. But I'm sure that between the two of us, we can come up with some pretty heinous ideas.
Heinous is the word. Let's waste no more time and get on to this. So, because of the current situation in the world, we're going to be doing everything kind of remotely. So It's being run on my computer. James is going to call out what sort of stuff they want to do. So, being the guest in every respect on the channel and over Discord as well, I will give you choice of whether you want to be the Grandmaster, Game Master, General Manager, GM of SmackDown or of Raw.
Well, that's very gracious of you, Pete. But I'm going to be very quick about this. I'm going to go with the superior brand of SmackDown.
Alrighty. So let's hope this works as it's supposed to. There we go. And I'll go and Raw. Boink. Alright, so here are the rules and the tips as well. So we don't have a set person who's going to get to choose first. It's chosen as random. We'll alternate between the two brands. Raw with the Women's Championship. SmackDown with the Cruiserweight Championship. And they are differentiated by Cruiserweights being blue and the women in red. We're going to be drafting from somewhere between 12 and 20. So, James, why is it going to matter how many superstars we pick up at this point?
At this point, it's going to matter the most, I would assume, just because the more superstars you have, the more the talent you're able to pull from when putting together your shows. And especially you want that to get that good early lead so that later on down the line, when certain things become available to us, we will have the better ratings.
So it's worth noting that I'm actually pulling up our sheet on my side of things now. This game is a lot more complicated than you may have seen in other GM modes. So, for example, the Up, Up, Down, Down GM mode is played on SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, almost purely because this game is a lot more complicated. And while that's a good thing for more devoted players, for folks who are trying to make content that only lasts a certain amount of time, it's probably not ideal. But
It also seems like a great system to have, where one person has zero control over what actually is inputted into the game.
Yes, but I'm definitely going to be making some notes as we go because the game. I think one of the biggest things that the game really has going against it is there's a lot of information in the game and not a lot of ways of keeping track of that information. So I'm going to be writing down a lot of stuff as we go, and it will become. I'll post a link to every week's notes as I do it. Just like I think that'll be fun.
I'm also keeping memos on my phone of what's being selected and what I want to do going forward. So we're going to be definitely trying to be as organized as possible, because like you're saying, like, not to neg on the system, it does seem like you do have to keep track of a lot of things.
Yes. I mean, I've literally got an entire spreadsheet just for keeping track of storylines and the wrestlers who are in them, and oh gosh. Alright.
I have the mobile equivalent of a piece of paper, so let's see how that goes.
Alright, so first pick of the draft is going to go across to the superior brand. It's Monday Night Raw. Let's see who's available. So, you can go in here, we can sort by name, we can sort by overall, we can sort by popularity. So, I think it would make sense, honestly, to just go for the person... I mean, well, so popularity is going to allow you to put on good matches straight away, but overall, it's going to give me a better long-term outlook, I think. So I'm going to go for the person who gives that biggest overall package. He's not too much lower in popularity than even the top guys, but he has got a pretty amazing stat line. So it's going to be Kurt Angle, my first pick, signed to a 3-month contract.
Honestly, Kurt Angle would easily be my first pick as well. I cannot, disagree with your choice there. For myself, because you are also controlling this,
yes.
Yeah, let's go by the overall as well. I do think that it's going to be very important to be able to keep as many divisions stacked as possible, specifically with Smackdown, to give myself a well-rounded show in terms of championships. So my first choice is going to be Rey Mysterio.
Oh boy, I think
Something
you will
to really center that cruiserweight division around.
I think that's sensible, because I would have probably taken Rey Mysterio pretty quickly, just because it's a very quick way to mess up your scene.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm glad I came up with that idea.
Yeah, well, like, it's not a bad superstar for me at all.
Oh no, he's a great fit anywhere he goes.
But yes, he would be a big loss for your Cruiserweight division, so smart move! Let's see, but you have left me with the ability to basically repeat the same move again, which is just play hardball as much as possible and take just the strongest statted, which is kind of boring, but I feel like if I didn't, I would feel like an idiot. So in that case, I'm going to hire Triple H to go along with Kurt Angle, and what a pair they make.
Yeah, they're definitely two people with like enough history in rivalries that you can get some good stuff out of them. I can't argue with that as well. However, now my second pick is going to be same strategy as you've gone by. I'm going with Shawn Michaels.
I mean, it's pretty hard not to. You know, this is one of the things we should maybe like to see from a game in the future. It's just more metrics that give you more of a real decision here. Because it's like, why wouldn't you take Shawn Michaels at this point? He's got a high popularity. He's got the highest overall remaining. There's no reason not to. Whereas if there was more nuance to the people being chosen, you'd have more of a choice. But
sure,
fair enough.
And yeah, let's also put him on 3 months.
So yeah, this gives us a chance to potentially buy out and stuff. Alright, so back to me again. So now there's more of a choice, because John Cena is the same as Edge, but just more popular, slightly. So we've got a lot of people here who have actually very similar overalls. It's kind of weird how low...
Especially when you average them out.
Yes. And I think that's maybe also a bit misleading, because I suspect that maybe some of those stats are less useful than others. But who's the most popular person remaining? It would be Batista, who has... So John Cena is the highest overall, I think, and also the highest popularity remaining. You trade off 1 popularity for 1 overall between John Cena and Batista, so it seems pretty much a no-brainer to grab John Cena while I can.
If you want to go for that long-term investment, that's perfectly understandable. All right. Let me see my list.
Alright, apologies for the shakiness on the game. It's a little bit wonky at times.
Okay. Let's go down the list a little bit. I want to see what sort of variety we also have the chance to pull from here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the legendary Ric Flair.
I thought you might. I just had a feeling. Alright, what's your reasoning there?
A lot of pedigree, a lot of experience. You could throw him in there with some of the younger guys to give some more new, interesting matchups. And genuinely, like Ric Flair, at this time, 2006, 2007, he's the sort of guy that people will continue to get behind and be interested in. So I think he would make a good fit on any brand.
Alright, I think it's hard to turn down that level of experience. Oh gosh, my game, it does seem to be having quite the excited moment.
Yeah, it does seem to be like just hopping around hysterically.
Well, it's very much like me in that regard then. Okay, so... I don't understand what... Maybe Undertaker was in a slump at this point when they made this game? But the idea that he's got like that low of a popularity just seems utterly baffling to me.
For that as the default, that is definitely a change of what we might expect.
So, man, I feel a little bit bad that you've decided to apparently not power game quite as hard as I have. So I think maybe I'll start looking for people who are a little bit more flavorful.
Yeah, you want a well-rounded roster. You don't... If you make it too top-heavy, that's great for the time being. But then, where does that put you in the long run?
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna stick to my current plan of picking just the strongest boys possible for now, and grab myself Batista. Okay,
Fair.
I think it's just on this screen that it's going to play Hoppy Longstockings. But alright. So, with that in mind,
So
here you are.
let's
What
go
are you
to
looking at?
let's go to the top of the overall list,
That's
and then
oh
go
wait, yeah, there we are.
down. Go down until we get our next cruiserweight, and I will take whoever that is.
It's Kid Cash. His popularity sucks, but his overall's pretty okay.
Sorry, Kid Cash. Let's change that to Chavo Guerrero.
All right. I mean, that's only 3 points of popularity for 2 points of overall. Not the world's best trade.
Not. Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty confident in my choice.
All right.
Chavo is a steady hand, whatever situation you put him in.
Well, he's also going to be a lot cheaper than some of the other choices as well. All right. So back to me. So I filled out my kind of main event scene, which is Kurt Angle, Triple H, John Cena, and Batista. I think I'll take a leaf out of your book here and look for the most popular female superstar, just to make sure that you don't steal them away. Which in this case is going to most definitively be Trish Stratus.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that in this line of games, the overall ranking was based on just the average of everything and didn't account for differences that they would input as arbitrary numbers between the male and female divisions. I don't know, minor detail. But
yeah. It's a genre in desperate need of an update.
I think so. Well, in the more recent games, they have been measured in the same way, which is nice. But there's trade-offs. Before we get too far down that rabbit hole, my next choice, I will go with Edge.
Okay.
It's an easy choice.
I can't really complain with that. I think it's a very solid option. So with that in mind, I think I'm gonna invest in my women's division. Lita and Trish Stratus, I think, just gives me a very, very solid women's division, which could last a long time. The big downside,
legendary pairing, the two of them.
Well, the big downside with this is that there's very limited what kind of matches you can put women into in this game. So it's always
they
it's
didn't
going to
have
struggle.
all the opportunities the women have now. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely game mode crying out for a updated, even like non-branded version of the same idea. I really feel like this is the kind of thing that someone could relatively easily make in a sort of game-making tool. Like if you just ran it as a simulation thing, I think it could be alright.
Yeah,
anyway.
Get out there, game developers. I'm going to go with... I've just picked Edge. Let's harken also to a legendary rivalry from 2006. Let's go with Mick Foley.
Oh, all right. I think it's a good choice. McFarley.
This time, though, let's put him on 5 weeks.
Oh, you don't believe in the Folster.
I do believe in Mick Foley. I believe Foley is God, but I think as far as further financial decisions go, I can keep on top of things better than I can spend tons of money right now.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. So we are seeing some quite significant differences in our available cash reserves. You see, the difference between me and you, James, is I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. I'm willing to pay top dollar to make sure that my superstars stick around. But I can understand Mick Foley. He puts himself in dangerous positions. He may not, last long term as an investment. So it sounds like you're willing to sort of use them up and throw them aside like an old wrinkly hanky. Let's see. So I've been specifically drafting. Oh, hello. Let's go back.
That was like a 10-second pause where everything just froze and I got no sound coming through.
Oh, okay. Are you all right now?
Yes, it's all good now.
Excellent. Doing things over the internet is always the best way. So, alright. Let's see. So, popularity and overall are pretty closely adhered at this point to...
By the looks of things, yeah.
So, well, there's not so much reason to... Undertaker is strictly better than Randy Orton. I've been drafting to have rivalries. So, Kurt Angle, Triple H, John Cena, Batista, Trish Stratus, and Lita. So, we're going to end up with a whole bunch more people. And I'm trying to think of ways to kind of approach this to not just take the best available remaining superstar, because that is kind of, you could just run exactly the same draft every time that way. But, I think, I really like Rob Van Dam. He seems like a swell dude. So he's going to be my next choice.
Yeah,
Mr.
Rob Van
Midcard.
Dam's a very good call. So, next pick for myself.
If they actually show stuff like the specialized matches and things, at this point, you'd have so much more information to base it off, even just in this game.
Yeah, that would be nice. Next pick for me, I'm in a similar position. I want to start building up my mid card, so I'm going to go with Carlito.
Ooh, man, that was a guy with a lot of potential. I don't even know what happened to him at all.
Yeah. So he does still do shows. He's done more independents in the last decade or so. I think maybe more work out of Puerto Rico too. And he's been in the long-time tag team with Chris Masters.
Oh, good for those guys.
As the Masters of Cool.
Alright, I think I'm going to pick up Randy Orton. He seems like a good partner for Rob Van Dam. And also, he starts with an R. So it will be easy to remember who it is who's facing off against each other.
Yep, Randy and Rob.
What a pair they do make together.
Speaking of the Masters of Cool, I would also like to draft Chris Masters.
I like it. I like your commitment to the thing. Chris Masters is up, and that's going to be Chris Masters. Let me just... Oop, 1, 2... I'm noting down these draft picks as they go. Mm-hmm. So that is draft pick number 8. Oh wait, it says on the screen. I didn't need to do that at all.
It does have it on the screen too. It's very helpful.
Okay, so... oh man, I really like Booker T, and he's only barely worse. So he's going to pick up that. The thing is, to me, Booker T always came across as a top guy.
Oh, for sure. Did you ever see anything of him in WCW?
Only bits and pieces, but he always seemed like a guy who would be really come across very well as a world champion, like his sort of presence. So I'm gonna pick him up as a kind of sleeper, build up kind of guy. Sure. I don't know who's going to be with him as his kind of build up partner. Who's going to probably come off the worst rip, but there we go.
All right. Next option for myself. I think it's time that we stopped beating around the bush with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Undertaker.
All right,
but put him on a 5 weeks.
Okie doke. Undertaker is pick number 9. So we're down. I'm officially getting pretty close to the halfway mark remaining as far as money goes.
Yes.
I don't know how important that's going to be.
Early on, probably not so bad. It depends on if you want to put on big matches, because those ones cost money.
Okay.
And then you've also got to make returns with good shows.
So, I like... Okay, I'm going to take a option that's strictly worse here in Mr. Kennedy. Just because I like Mr. Kennedy. I also kind of want to take Bobby Lashley as well, but I just want to take Mr. Kennedy more.
That's fair.
So that's going to be my extra pick. I think... I don't know if that's going to be a feud between Booker T and Ken Kennedy. We'll see how it works out.
You could certainly give it a shot. See if people take to it.
Alright, so who's up for you?
Next up for me, I will take, if you change it to overall again, I would like to take Johnny Nitro, the future John Morrison, Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, all of those things.
So he's not a cruiserweight from what I could tell.
He's not. He was probably just on the line of it.
Which is a shame.
But incredibly athletic.
Okay, I'm into it. So, with that, since you have taken that, I think I am... Do I want to pick up another... Actually, yeah. I'm going to commit in a bit more to my women's division and try and make the most of it. So, I'm going to pick up Melina as my next choice. I'm going to see if I can... Because if I've got 4 women, then I can actually have a real division rather than just constantly the same 2 people fighting over the title again and again.
That's going to be for the best in the long term, for sure. Can we go through and see who the other cruiserweights are? Because I'm pretty sure you've got, like, Gregory Helms. I know we've got Kid Cash.
Yep, they're pretty closely aligned.
Are there any more options?
Super Crazy, pretty good overall. Yeah, they really hate the popularity of the cruiserweights. They have very...
It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate indeed. So let's go further back up then. Sorry to everyone else. But yeah, let's go with Kid Cash.
Okie doke.
Let's put him on 3 months.
Alright.
Put some variety in that cruiserweight division.
So Kid Cash. So you've got... Let's see, so I think, isn't Ric Flair considered to be technically a cruiserweight? I know he has been in certain games.
I don't remember, but we can go through those menus at another time and I can double check that.
I'm trying to figure out if I know you've got Rey Mysterio and Kid Cash.
And Chavo Guerrero.
And Chavo Guerrero as cruiserweight, so you need another one to have a real division.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot more flexibility with how you approach that as well, because you can have, 4-person ladder matches and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't pick Smackdown for that reason, but it's a nice bonus.
Alright, and I'm going to grab Wilson as my 12th. So there we go. We've actually got a division.
Okay.
Yeah. Feeling good?
Yeah, let's keep making picks.
Okie doke. So your 12th pick is going to be who? Are you looking for overall or popularity? Or something else?
I think let's just look down the list. I've got ideas of who I want to snap up. In fact, no, I'll make this one simple. Let's get Shelton Benjamin.
Alright, he's a pretty good guy. 5 or 3?
3. One of the best mid-carders of the early 2000s. I'm
interested because I've been trying to draft mine in sort of order so that I find it easier then to come up with feuds up for them after the fact. To know that I'm getting the right amount of each person.
Yep.
But have you got something specific in mind for each of these people coming in, or are you just kind of grabbing whoever speaks to you the most?
I'm thinking there's definitely an element of winging it, but yeah, there is definitely ways that you can pair these things together, and gather ideas to make them work. Like, I definitely like the idea of having, maybe an upper card division, but people in mid card who can sort of mix with that. So you can, rather than just having, US Championship contenders have matches and World Championship contenders have matches, mix those up as well. So pairing up folks like Shelton Benjamin and Shawn Michaels, perfectly easy to do.
Okay.
That's some of the logic, at least. We're still going to have to figure out tag divisions.
I was just going to say, women can compete in tag team matches, can't they?
In tag team matches, but not for tag team championships.
Oh, really?
Yep. Because them were the rules.
That's really lame.
That's unfortunate.
There is no reason why that should be the case. I was just about to draft extra women and make it a female-only tag division. Because that would have been kind of fun.
That would be super good. I would watch that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could work for current WWE. It's not like the tag divisions are doing very much nowadays anyway.
Womp womp.
Okay, that's hot torpedoed my idea, which I was really excited for. So that's just great. I think I've got to... Okay, well at this point, for lack of any inspiration, I'm just going to take the guy with the best stats still left available, and that's Bobby Lashley, because he is going to be a very solid hand. I don't think I'm ever going to be mad that I took him. That does put us on to pick number 13, so we are into territory of you wouldn't have to take any more, but you can if you desire.
No, I'm taking more. It's gotta be Kane!
Kane, the big red machine!
Big red machine.
Alright, 5 or 3?
3 months, please.
Alright, what are you going to do with Kane?
Oh, I've got plans.
Oh, excellent. So, one of the reasons, speaking as a person who has played 1 or 2 drafts before, one of the reasons why I'm paying such close attention to my feuds here is because at the end of this draft, we're going to get to choose to make our individual superstars faces or heels. And only faces or good guys and heels, bad guys, can have feuds with each other because the game is very close-minded in many respects.
It's very arbitrary.
So, having it in mind who's going to be feuding with Hugh. Yes, Hugh, that's... Everyone's feuding with Hugh these days. If you don't do that, then there's a good possibility you end up in a situation where you have to spend promo slots on turning people to face or heel to accommodate your sort of feud strategy.
Yeah.
And I know that because I've done it a lot of times before and been ugh.
Yeah.
Alright, so
it's fun.
The money situation... Yeah, someone's really going to come out with a better version of this game. So the money is actually starting to diverge in a pretty serious way now. I've got $4 million, you've got basically $5 million, so that seems like a pretty major departure. So I'm thinking that if I can pick up a buddy for Bobby Lashley to work with, who's pretty solid, then I might consider packing it in here. And Bobby Lashley and JBL, they both seem like people who could easily be world title contenders, but I think they would probably make quite a good match for each other. Is there anyone who's more compelling? Man, Boogeyman is surprisingly competent in this.
Yeah, he was... They may have boosted some of his stats just because of his popularity at the time, but he still seemed like a good hand. I
just want to say Boogeyman as much as possible, and that's the reason why I'm going to be drafting him as number 14.
Wow, you're just as sporadic as I am at this point.
Yes, I want to just say Bobby Lashley and the Boogeyman, because who wouldn't want to say that, honestly?
It's a fun combo. I know my next pick.
Who's it going to be?
Well, I'm committing with a partner for Kane, so I'm taking Big Show.
Oh, you're going for a big guys on campus, 5 of 3.
3, please.
So you're thinking these guys as a... I think there's a lot to be said for having like a couple of teams or guys that alternate between being tag partners and, you know, managers for each other.
Yeah,
that's quite a good way to play the game.
Yes, well, Kane and Big Show definitely work together as a tag team, and I will look to push them as such, but also they work very well as singles competitors, so I think having them in a tandem will be, interesting and fun to use.
Okay.
And it's good to have a monster tag team around.
Let's see. So I'm looking for the people who are left. So I think 4 women for my roster is going to be enough, and I won't get too much return out of the rest of them. I could steal a cruiserweight from you, but I don't feel that's going to really give me too much.
Sure.
Who can I take who's maybe a little substandard, but... Great Kali.
It's an option.
Let's see,
How many huge guys do you have on your brand?
That's true, that is something my roster is lacking, is ginormous people with very little talent. And you just grabbed one of them.
Oh.
So, no.
Do not talk about Kid Cash that way.
I know, he's a darling. You're right. I need to diversify my portfolio, and the Big Kali is going to be the big difference maker. Yes.
He's been demoted.
Oh yeah, that's true. He was great. Now he's just big. He's going to earn his way back up to his former glory. All right, do you want number 15 for yourself?
Yes, I have maybe 2, maybe 3 more picks in me, and I think I'll be good to call it. I would like to go Finley next, a very underappreciated talent.
Well, also, he'll be able to train up your roster while he wrestles.
For sure. Well, as long as he's still employed.
I mean, who is nowadays? Who is?
That's a good point.
Alright, so we're going to need someone to feud with the Big Kali. So, is there anyone else on the roster who... Ooh, Hardcore Holly. I don't like him as a human being. From what I've heard, he just doesn't seem like a very nice person. But hey, I've never met him.
Like he has the very old mentality of, trial by massively strong chops.
Okay, I actually think this is a legitimate strategy because knowing what I know about the about what storylines are in the game, I'm actually going to pick up Mark Henry as a companion piece to the Big Kali.
I think that's a smart move. I think that would work out pretty well.
Okay, so on to number 16. You sounded like you still had a few more ideas.
Oh yeah. Next up, I will take Gregory Helms.
Gregory Helms! So we're definitely sure that's going to bring you up to at least 4 cruiserweights.
That will be at least 4 cruiserweight, yes.
Alright. Gregory Helms. I feel like I'm maybe getting to the point now where my roster's going to have more people on it that I can reasonably do stuff with anyway.
It does definitely get to that point, given how much it gives you as far as matches you can do at any given point. But because I think Heat and Velocity are also available in this, maybe you could spread some of them out that way.
This is definitely the opposite problem that we had in 2008, where you barely had enough superstars to fill a card. And
yeah, but that also had 3 brands.
Yes, which definitely spread things way too far. I think I don't know if it had even a smaller roster. But, okay. Is there actually anybody else I really want? I could just steal... The thing is, at this point, let's see, how many feuds have I got going? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different feuds potentially at any given time. So that means if a card consists of 7 matches, I'm going to have to make at least 1 tag match on each card just to fit everybody onto the card itself. Which is okay. I think I could maybe stretch to 18 and just have people in there as filler. But none of these are going to really push the... Let's see, how much... I'm just going to check how much money I've got left. So a cool mil less than you do. Is it worthwhile for me to have that kind of stuff in there just for the sake of having extra bodies? I'm going to say no for now because I know I can always come back and pick up some more down the line. So that would give me 16 guys. I think
16's not a bad sized roster for this game,
yeah,
to be honest.
I think I can live with that. I know before when I've watched back previous drafts we've done, I've been like, why did you do that? Why did you leave early and just give up a bunch of stuff you could have gotten uncontested? But I think the only possibility of me kind of regretting this is if I end up with injured people, and I think I could just go and get some more filler.
Because there will be methods of which we hire on free agents as well, so it's not like this is finalized.
Yep. Alright, that's going to do me. So, just watch as you now snap up like a whole bunch of extra guys.
I've only got 2 more picks. I've only got 2 more.
Who's it going to be?
So, first off, I've picked Nitro long enough ago. I'm picking up Mercury 2.
Alright, you're going to bring in the actual tag team. Nice.
Yes. So that gives me
5 or
options. 3 months.
Lucky doke. So that's
Jerry
Merckx. And who is your final pick?
My final pick, Matt freaking Hardy.
Matt freaking Hardy. Is Jeff Hardy in this?
No, I don't think he was in the company at this point.
Oh, that's strange.
He was I think he might have been with TNA. It's hard to remember.
So
3 months.
Yes, I forgot to ask that. Sorry, I just assumed. Right, so Matt Hardy. Okay, so with that in mind, if that's all the superstars you want to have, well, what are you going to do with Matt Hardy, just out of curiosity?
He would definitely be good for mid-card. He can be thrown into a tag team with someone. There would definitely be uses for him.
Okay. Alright, let's continue. Are you sure you don't want any more? You've got 2 more spaces?
I'm keeping those free.
Right.
Oh, and we have to do this as well.
Yep, this is me talking from my experience before. So, with this in mind, I always like to just have these the other way around than you would expect, just because it amuses me. So, we're going to go with... so I won't do this in order as it is on here. I'm going to just go through and do it from my own notes. So, we're going to have a heel John Cena against a face Batista.
Yay!
We're going to have a despicable heel Trish Stratus against a clean Lita. A heelish Rob Van Dam against the babyface Randy Orton. I don't know, Booker T kind of works in either role. I think... let's like Booker T. I'm going to make him the babyface and Ken Kennedy the heel. And then Melina and Tori Wilson. Melina, the aspiring babyface. Tori Wilson, the down on the luck conniving heel. Bobby Lashley will be the cowering face intimidated by the heel Boogeyman. And Big Carly will be the People's Champion against Mark Henry, who's a big old jerk. So, let me just go in and fill those out now. So, Batista is going to be clean. Bobby Lashley is going to be clean. Booker T is going to be clean. John Cena is going to be dirty. Ken Kennedy is going to be dirty. Kurt Angle is going to be dirty. Lita is going to be clean. Mark Henry, dirty. Melina, clean. I know this is super fascinating to watch. Randy Orton, clean. Rob Van Dam, dirty. The Boogeyman is dirty. Great Khali. Where are you? Oh yeah, Big Khali is clean. Tori Wilson, dirty. Triple H is clean. Trish Stratus is dirty. Okay, there we go. Gosh, it's such a pain in the ass to do this, and the only reason why I'm putting so much care into that is because it's so devastating to your early shows to not be able to do that. I won't fill in the titles.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's down to you. So James, how well can you remember who you've drafted, who they're feuding with, or who you anticipate want to put them into a feud with, so that you can remember to get them the right way around? Otherwise, you're going to end up being very frustrated when you try and set up your feuds.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I've been keeping my own record of what I've been drafting. Okay. And I've also just assigned all of the alignments to them all. So let's give them out as they go on the list. Big Show, heel.
Yep.
Carlito, face.
Ooh.
Chavo, heel.
Boo.
Chris Masters, face.
Hey.
Edge, heel.
Boo.
Finley, face.
Yay.
Gregory Helms, heel.
What?
Gregory Helms, heel.
Outrageous.
Joey Mercury, heel.
Sure.
Johnny Nitro, heel. Kane, heel. Kid Cash, face.
Okay.
Matt Hardy, face.
Cool.
Mick Foley, heel.
Ooh.
Rey Mysterio, face. Ric Flair, face.
Ooh.
Shawn Michaels, face.
It's always interesting to come across people like Ric Flair,
Shelton Benjamin, face.
where their character does not need to change at all because they're so established, but they could be heel or face just depending on who they're fighting.
Oh, for sure. Like, remember the final years of Eddie Guerrero? He was very much the same. He was the lovable scab you wanted to see cheat.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible that he managed to pull it off. Sorry, I know I was getting in the way of what you were saying. So, Shelton Benjamin, clean, and Undertaker's?
Undertaker clean as well.
Oh, so you didn't decide to go for the old switcheroo tactics like I did?
No, I'm keeping it consistent for the time being, and then there can maybe be changes as we go on.
Do you want to fill in any of your title slots?
No, I'm going to leave those vacant as well.
All right.
It seems more fun that way.
French Funk Man says, I called you welcome to the WWE before you start your job as general manager. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, just try and win.
He talks a lot.
Yep. If you either win an award...
will be fired.
All right.
Good luck.
So there we go. That's the end of our draft. We've ended up at our GM desk where we're going to be spending an awful lot of time because this game is basically run of... It's just run of... It's like... No, it's not like a bunch of menus. It just is a bunch of menus.
Yeah, this is admin the game.
You could absolutely make this into a mobile game with no problems whatsoever.
I'm pretty sure there are people who want to do that. Game developers, get on it.
Yeah, because it's literally, there's no graphics in this game. There's no graphics. Like, you just have a bunch of menus, you set a bunch of options, and then you're told this guy won, this guy won. And like, while the game does have the capacity to show you the game, the wrestling matches in a 3D wrestling simulator, it's absolutely not core to the game in any way. Alright, but that will be it for us for now. Thank you, James, for joining me. We've now got our rosters. We'll be looking forward to our first week of play. So unlike some people, we don't have the possibility of being able to hide each other's activities when we're booking our shows. So instead, we will rely on the other person to try and mislead and generally annoy the other person while they're going through the process of putting together their wrestling show of their dreams. James, how do you feel like you came out of that draft?
Well, I've got a lot of good names on my list. I've got a lot of possibilities ahead of me. I think we're going to have a fun time with it.
All right. So,
may the best GM win.
Oh, I don't want that one to win. I just want me to win, even if I'm the worst.
You know what? I'll take the compliment.
All right. That's going to be all from us for now. I hope you come and join us for future episodes of SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 and GM mode between Pete and James. We shall see who shall come out on top. Next episode coming soon.
And lay the SmackDown on that bell. Is there a
bell? Ding, ding, ding. Let the murder commence.